Coming up on MovieBuff, the Autobots roll out for another round of hardcore action in Transformers 2. Prepare to be swept up in the swinging 60s with the likes of James Corden and Kevin Spacey in Telstar. And expect big laughs with John Goodman in comedy Gigantic. There was a time when they summed up all that was kitsch and cool about the 80s. But now, think Transformers, think Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. And they're making sure it stays that way, as the stars of the relaunched franchise have re-teamed with director Michael Bay for a sequel. Revenge of the Fallen sees the young lovebirds separated as Sam Witwicky heads off to college.
I can't believe you're going to stand me up on our first web chat date.
We learned Shia can't kiss too well, by the way.
No.
Get out of here. He keeps bumping noses. Shia, cut, Shia. Get out of here. Megan, is that true?
That's not true.
Well, in between smooches, she gets all greased up again as Michaela Barnes the mechanic. Not that she knows much about engines.
Part of my audition process was Michael made me come to his studio and like pretend work on his Ferrari. So, and
no, it was called a screen test.
Yeah, but
it was a screen test.
But he had, he was videotaping me the whole time, and I'm like under the hood of his Ferrari trying to figure it out. I still don't know anything about cars though.
The pair are once again caught in the middle of the war between the Autobots and Decepticons. This time hell-bent on finding a source of power lost in Egypt. It meant a trip to Giza for the cast, including John Turturro. And we promise no ancient artifacts were ruined during the filming.
I went a little too high one day and they were all screaming in Arabic. I thought they were worried about me, but they were worried that I was going too high and I was going to injure the pyramid.
Sadly, where the first outing was unexpectedly funny and rooted in reality, this one just isn't. While fans may be pleased to see the story includes more ideas from the original series, it twists itself in knots and therefore needs monologues full of explanation. It's also a wonder why some of the characters are even there. Then again, there's no getting away from the amazing effects. The action is epic. And if that doesn't whet your fancy, chances are the other eye candy on offer will.
Is that the best you can do? Oh!
So, what's the track called?
The theme of Telstar.
Good. What is it, Telstar? I've heard of that.
Satellite. Miracle of science. It picks up invisible rays from the other side of the world, then it beams them back to Earth.
Like the ether?
Yes. Like the ether, but it's science. Right, so we lift off. Do, 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 do. Then we go up to space. Do, 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 no, do. That's it.
Criminal justice actor Con O'Neill stars in Nick Moran's Telstar as record producer Joe Meek, the troubled workaholic behind the Tornadoes' massive 1962 hit.
And with Joe, there's just no fear of misinterpretation because he doesn't care what people think. He never did. And it's refreshing to play that. And it's refreshing to play somebody that's so borderline psychotic and yet so incredibly funny and charming and capable of great shows of affection and great shows of volatile, pugnacious behaviour.
I'm recording.
Dire cash crop with the Telstar money.
The rise and fall of Joe is a gripping story brought to life by a never-ending list of famous faces, including Ralph Little, James Corden and Kevin Spacey.
Well, they wanted to be in this movie because it's a great story and because there's a lot of fun to be had. And it's unusual to have a British film with this much vibrance and this much energy and this much fun.
American actor Spacey plays Joe's business partner, the aptly named Major Banks.
Joe is still searching for the next hit, not just for himself, but for all of us. So when you're down in the pub, or playing darts, or whatever it is you boys do, Joe is working. constantly working. The boy's a genius.
When he was talking to me about because, you know, he was struggling with it a little bit, and I just got him a couple of, I gave him the Dam Busters and 633's costume, and I said, there you go. And he completely got it. He kept wandering around the second, so you're a rigger, are you? You're very good. No, and he completely understood this. He'd seen the Dam Busters.
15 years after he started work on the script, Moran's Telstar has finally gone from the West End to the big screen. And if the A-list cast doesn't get bums on seats, or the chance perhaps for a trip down memory lane, then simply a well-told, great story should. From the producers of Junebug and I'm Not There comes Gigantic, an indie rom-com about a mattress salesman who hooks up with the daughter of a guy he sells a bed to, whilst also trying to adopt a Chinese orphan. Sound a bit random? Well, it is, but it works. Kind of.
Hey, can you see up my skirt?
Not really.
Great. Do you have any interest in having sex with me?
Mm-hmm. I'm in the process of adopting a baby from China.
Are you gonna raise this kid?
That's the idea.
Women are liars, thieves, and a categorical waste of time and resources. It's okay to not be married.
You're a fool.
I've been called worse.
Meet Brian. He's recently started sleeping with my daughter. You mess her up, I'll kill your parents. Your parents still alive?
Yes.
Good.
Whilst there aren't any massively well-known stars in this film, well, apart from John Goodman, you'd have probably recognised the main faces. Paul Dano stars as the New York mattress salesman. He is the one that played the silent brother in Little Miss Sunshine and starred opposite Daniel Day-Lewis in the Oscar-winning There Will Be Blood. Zooey Deschanel plays Harriet, the doughy-eyed daughter of John Goodman's character. She's been in Yes Man with Jim Carrey, and there's some very cute scenes between the two of them.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Hi, you said to stop by.
Wow, nobody honors that system.
Oh,
So old-fashioned.
well, that's how I roll.
That's great.
Aside from John Goodman as the bullish businessman dad, it's actually turns from Edward Asner and Jane Alexander as Dano's parents that really helped the movie, which is director Matt Asselton's debut. I'm not sure I see Gigantic being as big as the title would lead us to believe, but it's a good first film by Asselton and leaves high expectations for whatever he does next.